Hey family, welcome back to One on One with Cut Nice 50. Hey man, it's been a couple days and I got some exciting videos for you. The quality might not be the best because I had to do them on the go, but hey, if y'all been rocking with us for a while, y'all already know the message will be right on point. So if you're new to the channel, thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow. Hey, one of the videos that I did the other day was called, it was about my young lady, Amala, and y'all know she already gets into it. She torches these um lefters or writers, whatever the case, it don't even really matter their political views. If they're doing something that's not, I don't want to say unnatural, but if they're overreacting to certain topics, just like I said before, man, don't let politics and these worldly objections ruin your life. You know, destroy family, friends, your career, and you put yourself in jeopardy for lawsuits and everything else. I think she did a video about a teacher I did. And she got so emotional that she started telling her classmates, hey, full of black kids, it had to be a young black teacher. And I guess she's big on TikTok. And the video was, oh man, you should never bring your political views to kids. I don't know the ages, but imagine if they're elementary kids and your teacher or your kid came home and said the teacher was crying, saying that we don't have time and that you got to work three times as hard, the anxiety, the emotions, and possibly even fear that they could have. And what if your choice was on the opposite side? Clearly she was for Kamala, but what if your family views was in line with Trump's, not everything, but you align with Trump more than Kamala? How would you feel about that? We hope that the teacher don't lose a job and then she sees what she has done, but even it doesn't matter who the president is, we still have to live our daily life. The other video I did was about a young lady, and what was her name? Oh, Freddie Hayes. She was talking about Freddie Hayes in the black church. I might do another video on that. And it was from the Standard of Truth podcast. This young lady trying to do different perceptions on women just to see if we're aligned with our thought process and our critiques, or if we see things a little bit differently. But so far, these young ladies, they're free thinkers, they're open-minded, and our thought process aligns when it comes to these specific topics. I guess the Freddie Hayes, or I don't even know the other pastor name, but it was a white pastor. And he got on the black church about the election and everything else, called out the black church, and I align with him. You know, I don't think no church, especially when it comes to leaders, should align itself with politicians because we're not going to see eye to eye, and the church is already divided, so we don't want to divide them no more. But so we're going to go into this young video, and it gave me a little bit of chills because generally I don't see young kids expressing their views when it comes to politics, when it comes to relationships and things of that nature. So we're gonna go in this by Faucette Media. It's called "Woman Gets Absolutely Destroyed After Insulting All BM Trump Voters." So stay tuned for that. Let's go ahead and jump right into it.
Black people voting for Trump have one major thing in common: no education, no higher education whatsoever, not completed. And
well, you're already starting this video off wrong. I just voted for Trump, and I have a degree in finance.
So we all know the election has gone the way it's gone. Donald Trump is now the 47th president-elect of the United States of America. But one voting bloc in particular is getting a lot of heat, and that is black men. Black men are being blamed on TikTok and every other social media site for once breaking and voting with their interests, breaking from the group and voting with their interests. This has ignited a backlash that we knew was coming, obviously. And this black woman learns a very valuable lesson about spouting off at the mouth about black men. Because as many people as think black men are worthless and lazy and shiftless and don't know what they're doing, there's just as many black men that are informed voters and know exactly what they were doing when they cast that ballot for Donald Trump. It says all the black men voting for Trump have one major thing in common.
All the black people voting for Trump have one major thing in common: no education, no higher education whatsoever, not completed. And education ain't everything, but it's a lot.
And like I said before, man, it's sad to see these young women and just women and men in general out there who think has the same sentiment as her. I'm surprised that we all live in the same life and we have all these tools to research documents, bills, legislation, and the history of each party, and we still see things totally different. Generally, like I said, she's young. She's probably more influenced by the media, everything else, women's rights movement, the talking points that kind of pitted men against women and making it appear to be that if you're voting for Trump, you're taking away women's rights and you don't respect women, which is far from the case. I myself personally, you already know my political views. I don't believe in politics, so I didn't vote for either party. Just like I believe our religious leaders need to, but it was a lot of people that showed up. So I do respect those who actually showed up to the poll and they wanted their voice to be heard. I generally lean to more prayer and stuff like that, and I'm gonna accept whoever is in office. I'm gonna still live my day-to-day life. I'm gonna still operate within the system legally by any means necessary and do the best that I can for my family. I just hate seeing the great divide on either party. I don't see bipartisan deals going forward. But one thing I just found out about RFK Jr. and I'm excited about because he's like myself. He's a health and wellness advocate, and he's going to change a whole lot when it comes to health and wellness. So she'll benefit. Everybody will benefit from that if Trump actually puts him into the place that he needs to be. And I'm hoping that that's the case. So I'm gonna do a story about RFK Jr. and y'all see his background and history. So don't forget to hit that bell notification, hit the description for the full link of these videos, and stay tuned, man. Like I said before, we got some amazing videos, but I'm gonna let this young man Cooker, he goes to the same school, and see a different perception by our young generation or future leaders of America today. Let's go.
Ask a black man why he's voting for Trump, and he gonna say something dumb like, "He's helping the economy," but when you ask him to expand, like that's the end of it. He's helping the economy. How? How? And they can't say nothing else. He just pull in. Ask one. Ask a local black man in your hometown why he's voting for Trump, and watch the bullshit.
And I felt that was the opposite for Kamala
What
people.
did he say to Floyd Mayweather? Ask a black Trump supporter to read a page from a Harry Potter book.
Harry Potter.
And then come back to this post and tell me what the response is. Because they all have that one thing in common, I swear.
Okay, so this is somebody who assumes that they are very educated and that they know exactly what's going on politically. That's interesting. Well, sometimes social media has a way of, this video has 2 million views, and sometimes social media has a way of instant karma. You know what that is? That's when something like at the snap of a finger comes back and slaps you in the face. Mm-hmm. When you say something like that, you're trying to do harm to black men as not being informed, as not educated. When obviously, traditional education can sometimes be overrated. Let's be honest. I mean, you got a degree, so helping you any more than other people. Plus, there's people that are successful beyond measure that have never been to anybody's college. But it's interesting when people actually see your video and they got time. Oh, they got time.
Black people voting for Trump have one major thing in common. No education. No higher education whatsoever. Not completed. And
well, you're already starting this video off wrong. I just voted for Trump and I have a degree in finance. And I got my degree in finance while playing football at the school you support. But I'm going to let you continue.
And, education ain't everything, but it's a lot.
Coming from someone who has an education, it's overrated.
What is that? OU? Oh, this guy actually went to your same school and actually played football for the team you're rooting for. And guess who he voted for?
While playing football at the school you support. But I'm going to let you continue.
And, education ain't everything, but it's a lot.
Coming from someone who has an education, it's overrated. In many cases, it is highly overrated. But anyway, she was saying.
The black man, why he's voting for Trump, he gonna say something dumb like, he's helping the economy, but when you ask him to expand, that's the end of it. He's helping the economy. How?
You're so dumb, you don't know.
Like I said before, man, this was hilarious. I can't wait for him to start cooking. he's going to explain it, break it down to certain things that I don't think most adults even knew or know about what Trump winning means for the economy and everything else. So he is a finance major right in college. So everything, in these young kids' mind is fresh. They're researching, they're doing this each and every day. And I commend them.
Roofing materials, paints and varnishes, flooring, windows and doors, structural adhesives, appliances, and electronics. So the higher oil and gases, the more expensive those things are. Now, that's not
Damn, that boy cooking. Boy cooking right now.
Varnishes, flooring, windows and doors, structural adhesives, appliances, and electronics. So the higher oil and gases, the more expensive those things are. Now, that's not even including the oil and gas it takes to actually physically get the material to the plant or to the location where they're building the house. They use oil and gas to produce it. They use oil and gas to power the factories that produce these products. Then they use oil and gas to move these products to their end location to where they can actually be put together and create a product. But when he talks about deregulation and drastically increasing our oil and gas output, yeah, that's going to help the economy. We will be more productive and things will be cheaper. Now let's talk about something a lot of people don't talk about, the global supply chain. Under Trump, there was peace. Russia wasn't invading Ukraine, and we didn't have the conflicts going on in the Middle East that we do today. The Houthis were not attacking shipping lanes. The Russians and these organizations in the Middle East could smell Biden and Harris's weakness, which is why they've been acting the way they've been acting. So due to this administration's weakness, there are global shipping routes that are now compromised. There are wars being fought in different parts of the world. 10% of global commerce goes through the Suez Canal. The way into the Suez Canal is through the Red Sea. Just so you're aware, here's the Red Sea, okay? Go up through here, and the Suez Canal is here. So when an organization is launching rockets at ships that try to go through the Red Sea, these commercial ships will then avoid the Red Sea and have to go around. And when I say around, I mean around all of Africa, which drastically increases the cost for shipping, which then increases your everyday cost of goods. Not to mention, Trump wants to lower the corporate tax rate, which incentivizes businesses from around the world to have their businesses in the US. And it disincentivizes US businesses to go abroad to get lower tax rates. That is good for the US economy. It keeps businesses here and it invites businesses to come here. It's always so interesting.
Like I say, man, this young guy right here is cooking. I'm gonna put the full link in the video before. I want to hear what she has to say about this. Try to fast forward a little bit. Y'all probably already seen this video. Like I said, I'm not on TikTok, but he's cooking.
And bad Trump is. He's making fun of black men for not being able to articulate Trump and the economy. But then when she's asked about Kamala and the economy, she can't articulate it.
Yeah.
Ain't that always the case? Ain't that always what happens? Boy, she can't articulate any of her points. Just a feeling, a hunch, a vibe.
And that's what I got doing this election, man. Like I said before, it was the fear mongering. People don't like Trump because of, some of the things he done said, everything else. But it was so crazy. And I guess she's going to go back and forth. I'll let y'all, don't want to be one side, let y'all hear what she has to say, that he might just date white girls and stuff like that. But let's go ahead and jump right into it.
Other fraternities, sister and brother organizations, they had their marching orders and they didn't care. I'm gonna give her a softball interview. I'm gonna give her a lob so she can dunk. What type of media is that? If you've got somebody who has the opportunity to interview a presidential candidate and they don't ask them the hard-hitting question, just don't do the interview if that's the case.
See, I'm gonna keep this short and simple and flat out tell you I don't know what the hell you were talking about. Okay. And I'm not a fan of talking.
Oh, so who's uninformed? Who's uninformed for real now?
About things that I don't have an expertise in. Like, it's okay for me to say, I don't know what you're talking about. You had me up until we got to Red Sea. When we started getting into Red Sea and logistics, that's where I was just like, all right, I don't know where she's at right now. So I'm going to jump to what you said at the beginning, the logistics and the businesses. Though, how you mentioned those businesses, like, this all that you said was correct, but this is correct for big businesses. This is not for small businesses at all. I'm not able to speak on some of the things that you.
This chick, she just said she wasn't going to speak on something she doesn't know, but How is she talking about this as anything to do with any size business? And obviously, she doesn't know anything about business. He's talking about supply chain. Yes, it's going to impact everybody. It's going to impact whether you own a business or not. Plus, it's going to impact large businesses and small businesses. He's talking about oil production. He just broke down what
Like
products
I
are
said
made.
before, you can't make this stuff up, man. I'm not gonna go ahead and ramble on with that video right there. I just gonna have the full link in the description below, but y'all can clearly see that it's a difference in thinking and perception when it comes to these political views. And like I said, these are young kids, but I'm just surprised at this guy, and maybe because he's in finance. I remember back in college going into finance, you are in marketing. So supply chains, everything else like that, that's your niche. That's what you study the most. So of course, he should be knowledgeable about that. And she's a cheerleader, I guess, for the same college. So who knows what her degree is in? I know she's going to school, but I don't know if she finished the school. She got a degree yet. Maybe this guy's an upperclassman, whatever the case, if he played football for the same school. So we don't know all that information, but it's sad to see they're still around the same age. They still have different political views. And I don't know if it's the man or female aspect of it, but I think she goes on another tangent and say he only dates white women. He may put down black women, but I didn't see him put down nobody in it. He's just saying his views, his points instead of bashing each other. I just say let's take things as a different light. Let's look at it through different lenses for once in a while. It don't matter who the president is right now. It's already over. It's set in stone. So whatever is going to be the case is going to be the case, but we still can operate and navigate this world together. We can be positive about some of the small changes that could take effect, and we can still just treat each other with respect and dignity without talking down to them, without criticizing them too much. You know, it's okay to agree to disagree. Just like the young lady said, she can't talk about things that she don't know, but most of the other things she said he's 100% correct. But she's unable to articulate when he comes to the finance aspect because that's not her niche. She doesn't know anything about finance, the marketing, everything else when it comes to business because she's not business oriented. That's not her college, her field of study. So I'm not going to criticize her for that, but it's just a amazing. And that's one of the sad things I think about politics, that it creates more of a divide. It's already a divide in the church. Now it's a divide in our young generation. Now it's another movement I'm going to do a video on, which is, I think it's a good idea. If women want to do it, I commend everybody. I think it's a time that we need to stop having premarital sex and focus on yourself, then get in a relationship and see if your ideas and your perceptions and your ideologies match so you can have a lasting relationship, so you can make lasting connections instead of having kids out of wedlock and stuff like that. We only see these things transpire as we get older and we learn from the previous and past mistakes, but it just seemed like it was getting in reverse. But this young guy right here, this young student, gave me hope in this video because he's educated. He's on point with all his perceptions when it comes to politics and the finance and the marketing aspect of businesses and some of the the good changes that will transpire if Trump does what he said he's going to do. We don't know for a fact that he's going to do what he says he's going to do, but only thing we can do is watch, wait, and then hold him accountable, just like everybody else is holding black men or white men or women accountable, or vote or Trump supporters accountable for choosing their choice, even though they don't agree with it publicly, which is horrendous. It's just a sad time that we see, but we seen this during the pandemic, the divide right there. So it's more divide. Each step, it seems like it's getting bigger and greater to me. That's just my perception. I say, don't let nobody persuade y'all if I'm doing that. As y'all can see right there, must be my time limit right there. I got to hit a quick workout, but I just wanted to get this quick video in there for you. That iPhone is ridiculous. Somebody stole my other phone, but like I said before, I only have minimum time in the studio today. If y'all like the video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow. Share your comments if y'all seen this viral TikTok video from these young college students going back and forth, sharing their perception on the same topic. You know, how did the election affect you? How did you feel? Who did you vote for? Do you see the great divide coming up in the black household? in any household, white household, in your job, in your workplace, in your career, in your relationship, in your family life? Do you see a divide? And what can you do to change the divide, to kind of mend fences, to see things eye to eye, and to get back doing normal life? Because it's your life. You can't let this stuff is over. Now it's time to live and continue to live together. So share your thoughts on that. I hope y'all appreciate the video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow. This is 101 with Cutting Edge 50. And with that, y'all already know. Yeah.